Right. I know that GB News and Talk Radio are completely and totally wrong. Nigel Farage and Richard Tice are wrong. They don't have the deep intellectual understanding or knowledge of this. And I'll tell you why and how. And it's the same as the Rees-Mogg. That select committee that Professor Tim Wilson uploaded the video of, that man on the select committee is completely right and correct. And he's an intelligent person. He's an intelligent man. Ofcom are completely wrong about Mogg. Now, I do not think Mogg should be on GB News, and as long as GB News defend Mogg, they are wrong. And it doesn't matter whether I watch GB News or like any of the other presenters such as Neil Oliver or Lawrence Fox. How can you support Neil Oliver or Lawrence Fox in anything? What they've done is they've taken aboard, they've tried to be fair and take aboard people from across the spectrum. And what it's actually resulted in is absolute chaos, because now they've got people talking as if this is fact, that is fact, this is truth, that is truth, right? And everyone's starting to believe them. And when we get onto this matter of the banks, right, discrimination, at least when it comes to political parties, when it comes down to people who are using a bank account for petitioning the government, buying paper and pens, right, or putting an advertisement in the newspaper like I did, illegal campaign intervention, 501c, right, tax-exempt companies and so forth, right? Look, Tice is not that knowledgeable about it. Look under discrimination. It clearly states that you can't be discriminated against for your opinion, and that includes political opinion, because it is an opinion, right? If it wasn't, it says your opinion. Now, the problem is they're talking about the workplace, right? They're trying to say that because we're a member of the public, right, there is discrimination to do with like restaurants and shops and pubs. I know Vanessa Feltz was talking about pubs, you know, what happens if you get barred from a pub? Well, you know, if you get barred from a pub when it's clearly, you know, because you're Asian or something like that, the police start talking about discrimination when you ring them up. But is that only in the workplace if you work there, or is that if you're just a member of the public and they say you're not coming in because you're a man, woman, or Chinese or something? But we don't even need to go to that. The main point at the moment is, for me, Tice, with his political party, right, his registered political party. Now, the thing with a business, right, what are these banks? And what are these companies, these private companies who might be going to use discrimination? Right, listen, they are a registered company. Company's house. What is your registered company number? What is the bank formed under with the government to exist and trade? Then it employs staff, right? So it's created by the government and the company's house. It employs staff, right? Now, here we have this act. This is the actual law where that stupid, fluffy, woke government page, general guidance page on discrimination is. And I challenge Sunak to deep mathematical, deep Winchester, Oxford, get the calculator out and tell me how many light years it takes to ping a blip off Pluto and bounce it around the universe, right? Because Sunak cannot do that calculation without a calculator. Equality Act 2010. This is what it is based on, right? This is the law. And I can guarantee you when I point this out, you will get it. Right. Public office appointments, right, is covered by the Equalities Act. This section and 51 apply in relation to public office. A public office is an office or post appointed, but to which is made by a member of the executive, blah, 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 blah. Right. C. An office or post. Would you like to check the dictionary to what the word post means? Post. Appointment by royal appointment or whatever, to which is made on the recommendation of or subject to the approval of the House of Commons or Lords, right? With consent of the Lords, spiritual, temporal, and the King, right? With consent of the Lord Spiritual, Temporal and King, we will be appointed, have the right to self-appoint, to petition the government for a change in the law or a law made for that function and post, because it gets posted up on the petition's website. Or if you register with, I've registered a company with Companies House. Unbelievable. Look at the certificate on my wall. I have a registered company. I can employ people. Sole covered by discrimination. Well, whoop-de-doo. Guess what Richard Tice has done? He's formed a political party. A political party registered in England, a franchise. Has he got a certificate to say congratulations, Mr. Tice? By consent of the government. And is it bringing cases to the government with consent of the Lord Spiritual, Temporal and Commons? Right, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of GB News. I'm sick of talk radio messing up the laws of the country, going, oh yes, they can't do it, they can't do it, they can't do it. Like, I've had enough of them. They need to go home, clock out, and go home. Because Rees-Mogg is not lawfully allowed on that programme by the Select Committee, confirmed. Remove Mogg from the programme. He has not got a clue what he's talking about. See in the back of his, chauffeur-driven car, I'm little Mogg. Ooh, I like money because you can buy things and then make more money. I'm little Mogg, now I'm big Mogg. No, right? With consent, you can self-appoint or I form a franchise. With whose approval? Through what registration process? It's a political party. It's almost like having a company or franchise, but for political purposes. No, but I'm using the by royal appointment executive company that can't discriminate with its staff. Clearly other companies and businesses that are formed like a political party. Or any member of the public who self-appoints with the given right, with consent to self-appointment, to post to get in order to get the law changed. I am fulfilling a function granted by the law with consent, self-appointed to change the fucking laws of the country. Now, if Rishi Sunak does not tell those banks to put those political parties' bank accounts back up, he needs basting because he's a flaming Winchester liar and he's not qualified for Mark Lewis, money-saving expert, to do complicated calculations because he has not got a clue what is written down and what it actually means in the law because he's not qualified. He's qualified to collect numbers and money and add them up with a calculator so he can make more money and more money and more money. These are words that have more meanings than numbers. 1 + 1 is 2. 2 + 2 is 4. What does one mean? What does post mean? What does appointed mean? What does consent mean? Because it means something, not just a number. Rishi only has intellect for numeracy, not meaning and interpretation, application, eligibility.